Hello, everyone, and welcome to Crystals for Self-Care. I'm Dr. Lulu, and I'll be your host for this amazing webinar that we're going to be experiencing tonight. Just to let you know some kind of like pre-webinar tips, make sure to download the handouts. You were sent them before the event, and then I also put them in the chat. So they're all over here in the link. There's 2 handouts for tonight. We have the crystals for self-care handout, and then I also included the meditation handout as well. And you'll receive these also after the webinars tomorrow. So don't worry if you're not going to download them now, you'll still be able to download them tomorrow. And also, if you have any questions during the webinar, if you could hold them till the end, and then what we'll do is we'll get together and I'll answer all the questions because I'm sure you'll have lots of fun things that come to your mind. And so we'll take that time at the end to answer everything all at once. So you can either put those in the Q&A or you can put them in the chat section and I'll get to them then. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen and then we're going to get started. So again, welcome. I'm Dr. Lulu Shimmick. I am a naturopathic physician and expert in genetic health. That's kind of like my love and place that really makes me sing is working with genetics. I work with patients experiencing chronic disease, and that comes from a place of hormonal imbalance, endocrine disorders such as thyroid conditions, hormonal imbalance with women's health, especially gastrointestinal dysfunctions, a lot of GI disorders, depression, anxiety, and fatigue. So those are the main things that I'm really helping patients with all the time. And I really believe that once we dive deep down into the root of the problem, of the distortion, and ignite our body's innate ability to heal, we can see unimaginable changes in our well-being. So we just have to get that fire started. So my passion really lies in helping people discover their zest and joy for life that has been kind of like lost along the path of illness. And before starting Dr. Lulu's Naturopathic Clinic, so that's my clinic here in Asheville, North Carolina, I also am the plant medicine director at the Veterans Healing Farm in Hendersonville, North Carolina as well. So I journeyed through many careers as like a true Renaissance woman. I studied interior design. I love the arts. I have a doctorate from the prestigious Bastyr University in Seattle, Washington, and I'm also an herbal formulator. I love to use herbs and help my patients discover how to use herbs on their own. I'm an international speaker and have been hosted at many talks around the world. And I'm an author spreading the message of health and educating about prevention and well-being. And I have a new book out called Detox, Nourish, Activate: Plant and Vibrational Medicine for Energy, Mood, and Love. And I'll make sure you have the link for that as well. I also have an amazing podcast, The Genetic Genius, which is dedicated to genomics and planetary alternative health. And my new book focuses really on using botanical medicine and other natural modalities to help heal the whole body by optimizing vitality, increasing well-being, and enhancing cellular performance. So that's really kind of like in a nutshell what my book is about. And I also facilitate ceremonies around the world to help activate plant and mineral medicine, connecting points around the globe to elevate planetary consciousness and community. As the botanical medicine director at the Veterans Healing Farm, I can share my expertise with the veteran community about using plants to help heal and elevate their lives. And I'm really invigorated. It's like my true passion, which I'm so happy that COVID is loosening up a little bit and we're being able to travel. I love to travel and see the world, learn about different foods because I'm really into nutrition as well as herbal medicine in different parts of the world, like the Amazon where I've studied. And my husband and I love to travel and visit different botanical gardens to learn about the local plants and eat any fun food that I can find along the way. So that's just a little bit about me. So tonight we're going to be talking all about crystals for self-care, and you can see this beautiful picture of amethyst in the beginning here, which we're going to be talking about today. Okay. So using crystals, this is kind of, and how do we use them? So you might be thinking to yourself, okay, great. There's a bunch of, different stones or crystals that I might not be that familiar with. So first we're going to be talking about the different ways that you can use crystals. And then we're going to dive about into the different ones. We're going to be talking about 12 different crystals. And there's so many, but these are kind of some ones that I really like to start incorporating that are easy for you to find and you can start using in your daily practice to really help with healing. So, if you're someone that has an avid interest in natural health, you have likely considered using healing crystals. And while the term crystal is often confused with others, it's essentially just a type of a raw form of a gemstone. And you probably recognize a lot of the more common gemstone names like amethyst and rose, quartz, but don't realize many of these have healing properties, right? So there's lots of different stones and they all have a different aspect in the way that we use them. And when you're working on natural healing, so this is anything we're doing from that natural perspective where we don't have a lot of invasive tools or invasive techniques, where we're not shifting our cellular makeup in a way that is causing a large disruption in our disruption in our well-being. So when we're working on like those levels of natural healing, it's really good to incorporate different forms of healing because our body is able to receive those different forms in many different ways. So, like using herbs, botanical medicine, or using essential oils. And then we can start to incorporate crystals or meditation or mudras, animal wisdom. So, there's lots of different ways where we can start to ignite the healing within ourselves. And, it's always good to start with things like just a little bit, like if it seems like it's a huge vat of like crystals, for instance, or even herbs or essential oils, there's many. So it like might be feeling overwhelming, there's so many. So that's why it's great to just start at the basics, like we're going to do today, talking about the 12 my 12 favorite crystals. So, as you start collecting healing crystals, such as the ones collected in this guide, you really want to hold them in your hand. So, for instance, this is rose quartz here. You can see me up in the top. This is a rose quartz here. And so holding it in the hand or placing them on different parts of your body. So what this does is this kind of activates the healing power of the crystal and tunes it into yourself. And of course, I always recommend cleansing the crystals first. And that can be just with running them under cool water, except for if it's a stone that will degrade with water, like selenite. But running those crystals over under a faucet with cool water, or you can also have them in a bowl of water for the full moon and cleanse them. That only happens once a month, but you can totally do that as well. And then after you've been using them for a while, you also want to cleanse them as well. That's way just kind of like recharges them. And you can recharge them also in the moon water or recharge them in the sun. There's lots of way to get them recharged. You could think of, they're doing a lot of work. They have um, different cellular makeup. They have a vibration. And so we want to keep that vibration at its highest peak. And we want to make sure, like when we're using them, what we're trying to do with the crystals is really remove like negative energy, so to speak, or promote healing in specific areas of the body. So it's like you could think of a crystal as a small battery, and it is going to be used either in the hand or in different, like placing it like on the forehead, the top of the head, or different areas of the body, on the heart center, to engage that area and really start to charge that area in a way that it helps things to move through the body and open up the energy flow. Now, I use sometimes the word blockage, but I don't really like to think about that because then you're focusing on the word block. What we really want to do is we want to focus on that we're having the energy of the crystals move in through our body and get the energy flowing in a way that causes us to have a accentuated or accelerated place of healing. Okay, so balance with crystals. So, a fast paced world necessitates a space for calm and relaxation, right? So, constantly being on the run can take a toll on our health, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. And finding ways to care for your spirit, your body, and mind is really vital because we have to have that time where we're tuning out so that we can tune in to what our body really needs. And there are, like I said, a myriad of ways we can find harmony. Healthy eating is key. So our body is a temple, right? We want to bring in that good food that helps nourish our body from all the cellular levels. Regular exercise, yoga, or meditation, those are all ways we can sink into that harmony within. And crystals are yet another approach and may enhance many methods you're already using. So maybe like, okay, maybe using some herbs or using some crystals, something already that you might be using. Those crystals, bringing them in enhances all those natural things that you're using in, like I mentioned before, that battery, it recharges them. So it can help reestablish this balance and peace and create this healing within. So, you have all experienced the power of scent. I like to really kind of help you think about when we're talking about a crystal, like associating with another thing. So if you think about the essential oil, it's like that scent, that power that then creates the connection with that memory. So when we're talking about crystals, it might not be so easy to feel that connection. But if you can think about, okay, I have this memory when I smell something, it's activating my limbic system. So with crystals, we're activating that same kind of system, but we're doing it at a much, you could think of a more subtle level. So, stress, anxiety, and mental trauma are incredibly common these days, especially due to COVID. And you may have experienced something yourself or know someone who is suffering. So, crystals provide that natural, soothing solution, right? They're really easy to use and they're pretty readily available. And, people always ask me, especially patients, where's a good source for crystals? So, what I really recommend with that is finding a place in your local area, connecting with someone who has them in hand where you can actually go and feel the stones and kind of see what resonates with you. Because if you're ordering, online, you don't know exactly where it's coming from and you're not really like tuning in the same way. So I really recommend going to a little shop near you, or finding a friend in your community that has a source that can hook you up with some great crystals. Okay, the first thing we're going to talk about is quartz. So quartz is, some probably our like basic stone. It's our most common. This is a stone here. Let's see. I'll put it in the. This is a quartz crystal here. You can see I'm holding in my hand. It's really beautiful. I love this one. And this is a clear quartz. So it's definitely one of the most common and popular crystals to use for healing powers. It's really easily accessible because it's made really commonly in the earth. We're able to find it really easily in lots of different forms. And what you will find is that there are many forms of quartz, including rose quartz, which we're going to talk about today, which is also on this list due to its unique healing powers with activating the heart center. But when you just see like quartz, the name by itself, they're usually referring to the basic quartz, which is clear and almost translucent crystal, like this one here, right? You can see it's very clear. You can see through the crystal, and it has even some aspects of some matter inside the crystal. Okay. And so, what are some of the healing powers of quartz? So, when I think about quartz, you can think about it's clear, right? So it's going to be helping things move through the body in a clear and fast energy channel way. And quartz helps with improving our focus, like clarity, that clear. It helps with alertness and it stimulates our brain function, right? So you can think about quartz is great for the brain. It's often used to provide general positive energy, this clear aspect. And that is really great for helping to recharge. Someone was just tuned in. You're not able to see what I'm holding, only my presentation. Okay, maybe let me see if I can help you with that. Maybe it's not. I don't know why it's not. Well, if you're not seeing me up in the far right corner, you'll be able to see it in the review or in the final when you have the recording, you'll be able to see it there. I'm sorry you're not able to see it now, but I also put a picture here for you. So you should be able to see those, but you'll be able to see the image of me holding them up in the replay when you have the image. And so if you're having trouble seeing me now, maybe look up in that far right corner of your screen and see if you can see it there. Okay, so quartz helps with improving your focus, like I was saying. And oops. Sorry about that. Okay, so quartz helps improves our focus and our brain function, and it's also used to provide general positive energy. Like I said, that clarity, that clear energy moving through the system, and it helps our body, making us to be more conscious. Okay, what do I mean by that? You could think of like when we have a river, and that river has maybe some mud or soot, and that kind of like cloudy river. What we're doing is when we're using a clear quartz, that clarity clears out the mud or the soot, that fogginess. It allows us to be more conscious, it allows us to focus, and then it allows us to easily get a hold of things to move to that next level of clarity. So it's a great stone for that. Okay, so onyx. So next list is on the list is onyx, and I'm going to be showing it up in the screen here. I just have a little picture, and it's the same kind of in the stone you're seeing on your screen there. It's a black, beautiful black solid stone, really a wonderful stone. And now it's like the opposite of the one that we were just talking about because it has that clarity. Now we're talking about something like deep and black, and it's an interesting black crystal that usually has more like kind of an opaque appearance, and you'll find onyx used as a lot in jewelry as a black gemstone because it's very common and it's an inexpensive stone. And onyx, like quartz, comes in many different colors, but we're really talking about the dark black onyx, that black night color. So what are some of those healing powers of black onyx? So with black onyx, you will use it when you're experiencing emotional stress. So this is a great one right now if you're experiencing a lot of extra stress. And this is July is all about self-care. So if you're experiencing some stress, anxiety, or worry, this is a great stone. And again, like I said, it's an inexpensive stone that you can pick up. When I'm having times of stress, what I like to do is I like to keep it in my pocket. That's a really easy way for me to kind of like, I'm feeling a little stressed. I'm just going to put my hand in my pocket and then I can feel the stone and it helps me with anxiety. It's a very grounding stone. You can think of that like black color connecting us really deep into the center of the earth. And it can help with, again, that peace in it, that peace and calm. You can think of when the black is the void, right? But it also creates a sense of peace when you like look out at the night sky. So it also can help with grieving. So with loss, if you're having loss of loved one or pet, and it can also help with confusion. So it's great to use, like you could see, sometimes many times use stones in combination. So if you're having a lot of confusion, you could use the onyx to help kind of negate that confusion or help you to be more clear, and then bring in that crystal quartz, like I mentioned earlier, to really help with the focus. And it also will help with stamina and energy. So it's really wonderful if you're having fatigue, and it especially that emotional fatigue when it is related and connected to stress, because it will help ground you and help you release that anxiety. Okay, amethyst is our next one. Amethyst is pretty common. Um, and here's a picture here. I'm holding up the stone now, if you can see it in the image there. And then also there is a picture on your screen. It's a beautiful stone. This one here, if you can see it, one that I got in Santa Fe, New Mexico when I was traveling there. I love amethyst. And it's a beautiful gemstone, and it's a great healing crystal. It's a birthstone for February, for all you February listeners out there. It's often used with the zodiac signs like Aquarius, Capricorn, Virgo, and Pisces. So a lot of the crystals, there's lots of many different uses for crystals, but a lot of them are connected. You could think of that birthstone, right? That gemstone of your birth. They're connected to that. And so that's like an old history that's very common, but then we can also use them in healing ways as well. And again, the amethyst has many different shades of purple, and that depends on where the rock comes from, because we can think about the crystals are coming from our earth, and there's lots of different things in areas all around the world where those crystals are coming from. So, what are some of the healing powers of amethyst? So, amethyst provides some of those same benefits as quartz, since it's a type of quartz, like in the beginning. So, that's clarity, brain, very key for alertness, focus, mentality, memory. And it's also really great for energy. So if you're feeling fatigued, a wonderful one because it helps clear the energy through. And as a side note, it's great for headache pain from hangovers or just headache pain from migraines. So if you have a hard night of whether that's a hangover from alcohol or maybe you ate a lot of different foods that didn't agree with you, maybe dairy or gluten, it can really help with that food hangover. And that's what I mean by that is, if you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I feel like I just want to just lay here. My head kind of hurts. That's the hangover where amethyst can really help. So I like to keep amethyst in the drawer of my bed. Or on the nightstand next to my bed. I do both. So if I'm wake up and I'm kind of feeling a little yucky, then I can just grab that amethyst and start the healing right away. You can also use amethyst when you want to connect a little better with your spirituality. So amethyst is a great clearing stone. It connects. We have chakras in the system, and one out of our chakras, the top center chakra, the seventh chakra. This is the one that connects us to our soul purpose or our higher self. And amethyst will do that. It connects, you can think of it, it's good for the brain. And then it's connecting all the way up to our higher self. So if you're really trying to connect to your soul purpose, amethyst is a wonderful one for that connection. Labradorite. I love labradorite. I first started using labradorite when I was a massage therapist a long time ago. And I first started learning that it can really help with energy, clearing energy when you're doing a lot of work. Like if you're a healer, massage therapist, anything like that, it can really help. This is a beautiful picture here, and I'll hold up here in the stone. You can see if you can see my image. It has this really beautiful iridescent quality. All the labradorite has that. It's just a gorgeous stone. It's like how mother of pearl has that same kind of quality. Just beautiful. And you may not recognize the name of labradorite, but you should definitely become more familiar with it. It's a beautiful stone, really great to start incorporating into your healing practice. This is a type of feldspar that comes in vibrant colors, usually multicolored. It has, oops, it has yellow and green and red and blue, purple flecks. Some labradorite can also have brown or gray in it. And it looks like it has black too, but that's actually just a very, very dark purple or blue. So it's a great, super cool stone. So let's talk about some of the healing powers of labradorite. So labradorite can help a lot with your intuition, really tuning in to your sixth chakra here in the middle of the forehead. That chakra is all about connection to like you could think of like ESP, right? Our connect to our psychic abilities. This labradorite will help open up that center, that sixth chakra. And you can use it to help with your level of consciousness, protecting your aura. So that's what I was talking about earlier when I was using it, when I was doing a lot of massage therapy. And even as a doctor, I'll use it, I'll wear it when I'm doing a lot of work with patients. Um, it's excellent for increasing your perseverance through struggles that you might be going through. So this is a wonderful stone right now if you're having challenges, maybe figuring out what to do now that COVID is shifting. What are you doing with your life? Are you having big shifts, big changes? Are you still doing the same work? Are you shifting out? So it can really help when you're trying to clear through that fog and see the real clarity and true purpose. Blue agate. So agate is on its own can be a powerful healing crystal, but this often comes in a yellowish orange, brown tinted gemstone, and blue. So I have you could see here. I'm going to hold it up if you can see that. I have a sample here. You can see the stripes from it. It's a blue agate. And while agates themselves are excellent for protection and emotional strength, we want to go over a type of agate called blue lace agate or blue agate. It's a beautiful stone. And you can see in this image on the slide that it has all these different colors. And so as you can see on the slide, as it's kind of like striding outwards, those are the stripes that the stone makes. And this healing stone is used very often when you have a chakra healing done with different stones and crystals. So, for example, if you're going to go see someone for some healing therapy, this is often a stone that they'll pull out and use, or you can use it, of course, for yourself. It's a blue stone. And so we use it for the throat chakra and the thyroid gland. So that is the chakra that is right behind our thyroid or in that throat center. It's for communication. And so the blue color is associated with that. So we'll use the blue agate to open up the throat chakra. So, really important if you're working with thyroid conditions or if you are having a problem speaking up for yourself or just working on speaking up for yourself. Also, working on saying no for self empowerment. That can be a huge piece as well. And it also helps to clear stuck energy, or not stuck, but help the energy to flow through the thyroid gland and get that energy moving through the system. This is a huge area where many women are stuck in this area, men as well, but especially women, because we've been told over time to not speak our truth. So this is a great stone to help with that. You can use this for physical and emotional expressions and improve the positive energy in this part of your body. So, if you're just wanting to improve your sense of thyroid health or communication, wonderful stone to bring on. And like I said, it's also an inexpensive stone, really easy to pick up. And it's great for balancing out positive energy in the body. So, if you're just working on an overall clearing and working on wanting to balance that energy or uplift the energy, wonderful stone. You'll often see it used in necklaces or chokers because since it sits really close to the throat. Okay, next we're going to talk about aquamarine. I love that picture there. This is my birthstone. I'm a March baby, and I love aquamarine. And it's a beautiful healing crystal that many people are familiar with because it's a birthstone. And you might have chosen like a pair of earrings or ring with aquamarine because you enjoy the beautiful blue green appearance. And I'm going to hold up a piece here. So it's so beautiful. I love that blue stone. And um aquamarine looks like the sea. So you can think of it as this, like when you're standing on the beach, looking out on the ocean, that sense of peace, calm, relaxation that you will feel with aquamarine when you're using it as a healing stone. And it can again help balance out emotions when you're having especially lots of ups and downs due to stress or anxiety. It helps create this sense of peace and calmingness. It can also clear the mind. So it's great for holding on during a meditation session. Meditating, which we're going to do at the end of the lecture today, we're going to do a meditation together. And it's really helpful for that. And in a chakra healing, aquamarine is used with the heart chakra to help with your self expression and find your identity. So, a really just great stone to add into your new crystal friend toolbox. Topaz. You're probably familiar with topaz. It comes in many different forms. I was looking for my own topaz and I couldn't find it. But so here's a picture of some ones here. And topaz, this is one of the excellent gemstone crystals that comes in a wide variety of colors, right? We have green topaz, blue topaz, red topaz, lots of different colors. And you can find topaz also in a colorless form, similar to quartz. But again, it comes in a large rainbow of colors. And it's all about restoring positive energy in your body and then removing the negative energy. So when that can be a hard thing to grasp and understand. So let's say, here's a great example. Let's say you work in a job where it's either a stressful job or you're around a lot of people all the time and you just don't really kind of like feel like yourself when you get home. You're like tired and worn out. This is a great time to then shift that energy within yourself. Take a nice shower, bring on some of those healing powers of topaz or some of the other stones that we've mentioned today to really help your body to engage that positive energy aspect. It helps to recharge the battery. So if you think about, like I mentioned, say you're at a job where it's kind of draining for you, maybe it's not your favorite job, but you're doing it right now, but you feel really drained during the day or at home, a wonderful crystal to start incorporating in to help improve your daily energy and also soothing physical ailments. So it's particularly joint inflammation. I like to use it a lot for that because you can think about that energy needs to move through the joints, our big, large joints, shoulders, knees, hips, etc. And it provides a joy and abundance. So if you're looking to create more abundance in your life, you just think of this picture here. They look like just gemstones you would find in a jewelry store, right? So you can think about like, oh, this is definitely going to be a stone that's going to increase my abundance and help all the things I need come into my life. So I love using this stone when I'm working on creating abundance and focusing on that. And if you need to forgive someone, it can help you find a sense of peace as well. Jade. So green jade stone. Jade comes in many different colors. I'm going to hold up one here. This is a little jade heart. So a little bit lighter, and you know it's very common in Asia. This stone, and so it's a beautiful green color. And if you've ever purchased a piece of jewelry with a gemstone that isn't translucent, but more of a solid matte appearance, you might have jade. So it's very solid and it's not opaque or you can't see through it. And aside from onyx, this is one of the only healing crystals that really looks like this. You know, like for example, you know how I held up earlier, amethyst is a great example. So I'll hold it up again here, or you can remember what I showed you. So the picture here's amethyst coming through. And remember that this is like clear, you can see through it, but you can't see through jade. It's a solid stone. And it's a deep green crystal, though some areas are darker or lighter, again, many different shades, as I mentioned. And it's also been really highly connected to good luck for many years in the Asian culture. So, what can we use jade for? It's the crystal to use when you're setting goals or trying to manifest positive dreams. So, what I think some people have when they hear the word goal, they kind of go, "Oh my gosh, I don't know, even want to set a goal," or they don't. They that can be triggering with them. So, what I like to say is manifesting your truest dreams, your truest vision, your desires in life. That is going to be the catapult for jade. Stands for transformation. So if you're looking to transform your life from one state into another, jade can help you with that transformation. So people will use a crystal when they have fears they're trying to get rid of in that transformation process. You know, anytime we're moving from one place to another place in our life, moving forward, some issues of fear can come up because we just haven't been in that state. So, in that transformation state, jade can help us with that easy transition and help reduce some of that fear of change. You can also use jade for encouraging feelings of generosity and courage. So it's a really great stone for courage for life, really moving into that place where you're wanting to manifest your dreams, your desires, but you just don't feel like you can quite get into it. And so they'll help really stem that desire and courage. So with jade, it's all about finding a more fulfilling life. Rose quartz. There's a beautiful picture there again in the quartz, right? So I have you can see a picture, or I'm going to hold up the one here, and also you can see the picture on the slide. Beautiful stone. And if you're born in April, May, or September, October, you might be a big fan of rose quartz. It's often associated with Libras and Tauruses. And rose quartz is a type of quartz that has more of a pinkish hue, hence the rose aspect. And this is also frequently associated with love and romance, often being a gemstone put into jewelry. It's very common with that. And I use it a lot with patients for when we're working on that heart center, that heart chakra. And when you use rose quartz, it'll provide a relaxing and calming atmosphere. If you have a lot of negative energy that you feel is harming your emotional energy, this is a really good crystal to use. You can also use it to help promote a healthy relationship. So that's that love aspect. If you're working on either creating a new love in your life or working on healing a damaged or hurt love or a loss of love, this can really help strengthen the bond between you and your friend or loved one or partner, or also a pet. It can help strengthen any of those relationships. And on a side note about rose quartz, it doesn't have to be used just with a relationship with someone who's living. If you have had a relationship with a past member of your family or friend who, you wanted to kind of it didn't end in a good way, so to speak, or maybe you didn't have time to say your goodbye. Maybe the person passed away before you had to say you were able to say your goodbyes, especially with COVID. That's common. This is a great one to bring in to help you in that release, help you bring that love into your heart, and help you with that transition. Rose quartz is a good healing crystal for yourself or to give to others. It makes a wonderful gift to other people to share that love. It also makes a good apology gift for a loved one to improve the positive energy between the two. So wonderful for energy and love, creating that bond of relationship. So obsidian is a really cool stone. I like this one a lot, and just gonna grab it. Actually, this is hematite. I don't think I have the obsidian on my desk. This is hematite, but it looks similar, but it's different. So, obsidian is another darker stone, which is often confused with black onyx. So, it's important when you're going to buy it, you know, you can tell the difference between the two. And it can be a black, translucent crystal or very dark green. It nearly looks black. So, that's really interesting. And that far, oh, here, no, I guess I don't have it. Obsidian comes from volcanic glass. So you can see in this picture here how, if you how it has those rings, or that's because it's been broken like a piece of glass when you break a glass. And so it is formed when lava from a volcano cools. So you can think about that power right now in your mind. Think about that healing power of the volcano and the earth and the lava as we move through talking about the healing powers of obsidian. So, with obsidian, you get physical and emotional healing properties. For physical benefits, it's an excellent with arthritis and joint pain. So, as well as any extremity pain, muscle cramps, and even indigestion. So, when I use this stone, I'm really thinking about someone who is working through inflammation, back pain, joint pain, some kind of rheumatoid arthritis or osteoarthritis, anything that is going to move that energy through. And many people also use obsidian when trying to detoxify the body. So let's think about that image again of the volcano. And so we can think of that like lava, like flowing through. It's that flowing energy, getting that energy to move through our body and flow through our body. And then also when we think about a volcano erupting, it's like detoxifying its system, right? So those are some ways you can help remember. And when I think about stones, anything that you can do to associate what the stone is used for, like make a story in your mind, that will really help you to remember because there's lots of different stones with many uses, right? So anything that you can start to create that story will help you remember. There are also emotional healing powers, including protecting your energy and blocking psychic attacks. It's good for tension and stress. So, again, we've talked today a lot about stones, which is why I incorporate these specific ones because a lot of people are dealing with stress, and this is all about self care, right? So, we're talking about how we can bring these crystals into our life and start using them in ways to change that emotional energy within us to help with tension, stress, anxiety, worry, peace, calm, all those things. If you have a lot of confusion, again, you can create more clarity. So you can see the theme here when we're talking about self-care, self-care. It's all a lot about clarity because when we have clarity, we can see the road moving forward. You also get other healing properties from obsidian depending on the type of obsidian you use. There's a golden obsidian, which is best for protection and balancing the energy in your body. And you can get black obsidian for self control and resolving negative thoughts, or mahogany obsidian for helping with your aura. So there's really, really many different uses. But today I've really mainly talked about the black obsidian. Lapis lazuli. This is the beautiful blue stone here. And I have some of that blue stone here. I love lapis. Again, if you think about, we're talking about a blue color, so it's going to be associated with the throat chakra. A lot of the stones are used for their color in relationship to the chakras. So that's a good way to help you remember if you are familiar with the chakras. Lapis is another healing crystal often chosen for jewelry. It's very common and used in different things, especially around the neck and chokers and necklaces and earrings. It has lots of flecks of gold and sometimes white, as you can see in this beautiful picture here. And it's a semi precious gemstone that comes from a blue metamorphic rock. So, metamorphosis, the image of the butterfly. This is again a stone of transformation when we are talking about our throat chakra, our thyroid, our space or place of communication. So, you should use lapis as a healing crystal when you're having trouble with finding yourself and mental clarity. So, again, really looking inward. How can I use this in my self care? When I'm going to be looking on that road for what's clear on what I want to do in my life. Am I speaking my truth about what I want to do? It's perfect for helping achieve that higher level of consciousness and a better awareness of yourself. And that helps us move and transform like the butterfly, right? Transforming out of that stage into that beautiful butterfly. It's also used in throat chakra healing, like I mentioned. In addition to self awareness, lapis can lazuli can also help you with finding your communication and creativity. So if you're feeling blocked in your self care, whether that's you're stuck in a place of creativity, not knowing what to do. How can you get those creative juices? Wonderful stone to bring in. And if you have some harmful energy, again, I talked about what that means. That's kind of like that energy that doesn't feel good, and it's that stuck or slow energy, and you can replace it with a positive energy. So you can use lapis lazuli in a stone in its raw form or polished form by holding it in your hand or against your throat, or wear it around your neck where it's used throughout the day for positive energy. So I have a lot of necklaces that are made out of lapis. And when I'm really wanting to shift my level of consciousness and my communication, I'll wear that lapis. Especially if I'm going and speaking in front of a bunch of people, lapis is a great one to use for that. Citrine. I couldn't find my citrine today. It must be hiding somewhere, but this is a beautiful picture. You can see it has white on the bottom layers, and you can see in the bottom of that picture, it's like a stone that's broken open, geode, with that healing yellow citrine color in the middle. And if you're born in November, you might have had birthstone jewelry with the bright orange color of citrine. Both bluish green topaz and orange citrine have been associated with the November birthdays. So there are different birthstones depending on what you look at. Citrine is powered by the sun. So the sun and the power of the sun is all connected to our solar plexus, our third chakra, our power center. So citrine helps activate our power center, bringing us into our power. And what do I mean by that? It brings us into a place where we feel strong. We don't feel shut down or suppressed. We're able to shine that inner light. And it helps to, you can think of that ray of sunshine, helps to shine beautifully from that place of power and energy from within. And cleansing your aura of negative energy is one of the bigger health benefits of citrine as a healing crystal. It will also provide happiness and joy to your life, bringing out your inner light and providing you with a positive energy. Just a wonderful, beautiful stone. And you can also get more focus and clarity. The theme was self care when you use citrine along with energizing your body and mind. Okay. I don't know why that one isn't coming up. So, next, we're going to do a meditation. So what I'd like you to do now is I'm going to read through the meditation, or I'm not going to really read through, I'm going to guide you through a meditation. And what I'd really like you to do now is to find a place where you feel comfortable. So if you're sitting in a chair or in front of your computer, that's fine. But maybe turn off some lights. Grab something that really helps you to feel comfortable. And just give me a moment while I pull up the next slide here because it's not coming up. Actually, what I'm going to do is just pull it up on the screen here, and then I can show you too what it looks like. Okay, let me share the screen with you here. So you were given two guides for the workshop today, or the webinar, and this is the one here, morning motivation. So meditation is all about nourishing that place within, right? And so I really recommend and practice myself meditating 10 to 15 minutes every day. It's really important for that inner self-care. And if you can start integrating this piece into your daily life, you really start to feel a difference in the way that you deal with the things around you and the daily activities. So, I'm going to be walking you through the morning meditation practice here. So, you can go ahead and let me I'm going to share this screen back to our webinar here. So that was the slide that you received today. There you go. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, of course, it started it over. No problem. We'll just slide through. Okay, great. And give me one moment. I'm going to pull it up on my end. Sorry, a little technical challenge there. So anyway, when it comes to meditation, you really want to here's some tips. One, you really want to have a place where you feel calm, quiet, relaxed, and you're able to have that within yourself and feel that, because you don't want to have an area where you have a lot of noise going on. And then also, when it comes to finding the place where sometimes when we have a lot of mind distraction, it can help you to even just turn on like a fan and focus on something so you can relax. Because otherwise, those thoughts will start to kind of ruminate in the mind. They can cause different aspects of maybe stress. Like, okay, if you're stressed about something, you'll continue to think about it and think about it. So, anyway, I'm going to turn on the music here. You can hear the music. Beautiful music here. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now is to find a comfortable position and close your eyes, sit comfortably, and slowly follow my voice and allow your body and mind to relax. So it's a new day, a beautiful day, a day of possibilities. This day is a new slate, which you can fill with all that your heart desires. And we're going to be taking a moment now to set our intention, bringing in all the intentions of the crystals that we learned about today, feeling all the aspects of those crystals. And we're going to use those intentions to help us move forward. Think about the quality in you that you would like to bring out today. Really let that intention sink in. And feeling it come alive as you start to focus on your breath. And let's start by taking a long, deep breath in through your nose. Filling the lungs with the fresh energy and vitality. And then letting a long, slow breath out through the mouth. Releasing any staleness, any disappointments of yesterday or today. Breathing deeply and fully each breath. With your in-breath feeling invigorated. And with your out-breath, letting go. And now I'd like you to focus, bring to your mind your accomplishments, something you have achieved, done in the past that makes you feel alive and proud. It could be anything, something you achieved at work, someone you helped, a time when you were loving and compassionate. Now relive that emotion, letting it sink in to every cell of your being. How did that emotion make you feel about yourself? How capable it made you feel? Shine a light on all your different abilities. Shine a light on all your inner resources. And feel that energy of creation inside of you. And now, thinking about today, think about all the different and amazing possibilities of this day. Allow yourself to be filled with the energy, with the compassion that you need for this day. Knowing that no matter what challenges may come up in this day or tomorrow, you have all the resources within you that you need. You have all the skills within you that you need. Feel yourself becoming more and more empowered. Let each in-breath fill you with courage. And as you breathe in, saying to yourself, may I have the courage to live this day to its best. And as you breathe out, saying to yourself, I release all self-limiting beliefs I have about myself. I release all self-limiting beliefs I have about myself. Integrating this mantra in the cycle of your breath. Breathing in, feeling courage. Breathing out, releasing limitations. Breathing in, feeling courage, and breathing out, releasing limitations. And now bring to your mind the word compassion. See this word with your mind's eye. Seeing everything compassion can enable you to do. And really determining to live this day and all day forward with compassion. And whatever this day might bring, dealing with it with compassion. Having compassion even for yourself. Letting the energy of compassion flow inside you. Sitting with this feeling, this energy, and being present with it. And now, bringing to mind the word wisdom. Seeing this word with your mind's eye. Seeing everything wisdom can enable you to do. And really determining to live this day with wisdom. Whatever this day might bring, dealing with it with wisdom. letting the energy of wisdom flow inside you. Sitting with this feeling, this energy, and being present with it. Being present with the three qualities: courage, compassion, and wisdom. Feeling ready for this new day. Feeling ready to let the day unfold in the most beautiful way. And saying these words silently to yourself as a reminder of everything that you are. I am capable. I am strong. I am calm. I am resilient. Today, I choose courage. Today, I choose compassion. Today, I choose kindness. Today, I will follow my path. Today, I will persevere. Today is a new day. Now take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Taking a moment now to feel gratitude for your body, mind, and spirit. Join the palms of your hands and place them at your heart's center. And invite in joy and peace in your heart. And when you're ready, opening your eyes for us to move forward. Well, welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that meditation. You're also going to receive that meditation link. I created a video for you to be able to continue using that meditation in your daily practice as a way for you to really start incorporating the crystals and meditation into your daily life for self-care. And you can use that guided meditation. I recommend using it each day in the morning just to really start engaging that energy within you and also your sense of purpose and compassion for your self-care. Oops, it keeps going forward. Okay, so now I wanted to tell you about, before we're wrapping up things today, I want to tell you about an amazing course that I have coming up that I created for the month, because there's so many patients and people all around that have been really asking me for some tools they can use to help with their mindset, their mindfulness, their bad habits, anxiety, worry, stress, burnout. So I created a mindset reset course. This is a super easy to do, nothing stressful about it. It's a super easy 5-week course. And the series is going to help you recognize signs and give you all the information you need to get through this phase in your life of stress and burnout. So you're going to learn about how to deal with everyday stress, burnout, and overwhelm. You're going to learn how the role these lifestyle factors play in your everyday life. You're going to learn changes to reduce stress and overwhelm, and also natural remedies for alleviating chronic stress, some of my favorites, and more. This is a really great workshop. It starts on July 14th and it continues every Wednesday for 5 consecutive weeks. And I put a little link there, and I'll also send it out to you for with a recap of everything tomorrow. And The course only costs $44. It's a really great deal. But for everyone that's attending tonight, you can use the code Mindset Reset, and you can have the 5-week program for only $33. It's a really, really great program. And it is a guided program that you do by yourself. So you'll have videos from me, but it's kind of you'll have the content released every week. So there, you can just go back and listen to things like as you'd like, or repeat the course as well. So, again, thank you all for attending this evening. I had a wonderful time talking about crystals with you and helping you reclaim your self care and teaching you self care tools. So, again, you can sign up for the Mind Reset program if you'd really like to start learning more tools, more techniques to help reset your stress or de stress. You can also schedule a free discovery call with me to find out how I can help you achieve your optimal health and help you work with stress, insomnia, fatigue, etc. Some of my expert advice on that. You can go to my website at www.doclulu.com. Everything is there. Make sure you're following me on Instagram for more wonderful health tips, recipes, webinars, workshops every Wednesday, almost every Wednesday. Sometimes it changes a little bit due to the holiday, but I have every Wednesday there is a free webinar, so you can go to the website or following me to find out about those. This month is all about self-care, so there's one next week on self-care and burnout. It's going to be great, so stay tuned for upcoming programs. I'm going to have a hormonal health program in the summer and then a gut restoration program in the fall. These are longer programs and more in detail. Okay, so great. Thank you so much for attending this evening. I'm going to stop the recording